Yellow again, guys. It's Chia here, back with the channel with a new video. I know I haven't been posting for a while now since some shit happened today. My laptop just died. I don't know what happened. So apart from that disappointment, let's get into this video. This is what if Naruto was like Genos, part one. So we're gonna start off this what if story with young Naruto was 4 years old. Naruto is pretty much treated differently this time. He's pretty much hated, very hated. Even the Ichiraku Ramen guy hates him to that extent, which shows Naruto has been hated. He gets beaten by the villagers, pretty much. So flashback on Naruto's attack. Everything went almost similar. Like I repeat, almost similar. Except for the part, when Naruto's siblings as well as his parents, desert him. They leave him. They tell Saratobi that they're gonna be leaving Naruto in his capable hands. As they told Saratobi that Naruto is the one, has like 50% of the Naruto's chakra. Men Magneto have 25-25, so they're gonna teach Men Magneto how to master that power, and then they'll come back, and train Naruto as well. Since they're still believing in that prophecy shit. So current time. Naruto is pretty much, running as he's heading over to his apartment. But as he's heading over to the apartment, he gets surrounded by a bunch of villagers which, grab Naruto and, they proceed to beat him to bloody pulp. As they're beating Naruto up, they damage Naruto's legs. Pretty much, they damage Naruto's legs. He's, they severed his chakra cores. Naruto is not gonna be able, to be a ninja probably. They also, cut off Naruto's hands. No, I mean literally they cut off Naruto's hands at the elbows. Which, by the time Saratobi finds Naruto, Saratobi is shocked. He's surprised, he's flabbergasted to see this. How could villagers do this to a young child? The person, is protecting them. How could they do this? Naruto is immediately taken over to the hospital by Saratobi. Where, Saratobi, calls, all the best doctors which are there. Which, they're like, it's not able for us, to reattach these joints. Because, they've been cauterized. The wounds have been cauterized. So it's impossible. So, Saratobi is pretty much pissed. As he then asks, is there anything else we can do? Which, some of the doctors say, yes, but it's risky. So, they then say, Saratobi then is desperate at this point and says, what is it? So, and then, takes Saratobi, to Cornwall Labs. When, Saratobi, might be thinking, he's thinking about something. As the doctors, then show him, this black cube. So pretty much, this cube, is like, is almost like, something sentient. It's a technology, far above, the shinobi time. So, with this technology, and they say, it might be able, to repair young Naruto. But Naruto no longer, be human as he once was. Some parts of him, will become machine. So, it wasn't not even thinking about, the after effects of this. He then agrees and tells them to do the operation Naruto. So the doctors then go at work as they open Naruto's chest cavity. They then put in, the cube, as they then send in some lightning chakra into it. As the cube, turns on and starts glowing. As it glows, it then sends, in a low voice, scanning organic material. Damages to organic host have been found. Preparing auto repair. So, Naruto is then blinded, by a light. This light, is blue, as some Naruto's, the parts, Naruto has been damaged, start, to get fixed. just deep subconscious. We see, Naruto then just sitting as he's crying, thinking about how the villagers have been doing this to him. When Naruto suddenly, sees a man, or the cyborg, something, which looks like a cyborg, pretty much the thing in the picture. It walks up to me and says, "Hello there, young boy. My name is Genos. I am, a cyborg, created by, this old guy, something, something." Jonas introduces himself and says, "Oh, hey there, how are you? Do you know who I am?" It's Jonas then says, "Yes, you're in the subconscious. This is the place, where your deepest thoughts reside." So Naruto then says, "So my body outside, it's been, I can pretty much not be a ninja anymore." Which Jonas then says, "Yeah, you're not gonna be able to become a ninja, but you're certainly gonna be stronger." As he then starts telling Naruto about all like the powers which come with them, becoming a cyborg. Naruto then says, like if he ever wants to have a family, it's gonna be possible. Which then says, yes, it's gonna actually be possible since there's no damage to your family, to your nether regions. So Naruto then agrees, to this, but just tells him, that he was never used this power he's been given, for evil and doing bad deeds. Which Naruto then nods. So on the outside, the doctors are seeing, the flash, begin to turn, yellowish. Um, the third Hokage is suspecting that the Naruto has something to do with this, but it's fair enough the Naruto since the chakra is not far. So after a few minutes, Naruto eventually wakes up. He's grown, a bit taller, as well as masculine, but he's still looking well. So Naruto wakes up 2 weeks later, after being in his mind for that long. He's been going through various simulations on how to operate his new body. So pretty much Naruto's legs have been replaced by this mechanical cube, which then becomes Naruto's core, like the thing which keeps Naruto alive, essentially. So Naruto then wakes up as he sees third Hokage sitting next to him. As the third Hokage is reading some documents and signing some of them. So then says, "Hey old man." Each and that is pretty much up and says, "Oh, hello there, Naruto." So Naruto then looks to his lamp and says, "So it doesn't. So it is true. The villagers, actually did this to me." It just says, in a low voice. As Satobi, just says, Naruto, the villagers don't know anything, things they do not understand. Bishon then says, yeah, maybe you're right. So, a week passes, Naruto, is able, to move around, thanks, to some hard work and determination. Naruto is able, to move his joints, at a high extent. And Naruto begins to see that, he can do some things he could not do before. He runs faster, he's much stronger, he's pretty much more powerful. So, Naruto still gets enrolled into the academy, but Naruto's pretty much gonna be like a overpowered version of Rock Lee, since, Naruto cannot use chakra since his chakra cores have been severed. So, life in the academy, moves pretty much normal up to the graduation exam. At the graduation exam, um, it is rumored, that the fourth Hokage, as well as his wife and 2 children, are coming back to the Leaf Village. Naruto used to idolize the fourth Hokage, but all those ideologies ended when Naruto, got damaged. Naruto's pretty much pissed. Naruto, during these years, also ended up also meeting the Ninetales. So the Ninetales told him, like, the truth about his parents and everything, which he tried to do. So, eventually, uh, Naruto came to forgive the fox, which, the fox was pretty much happy about, and decided, to teach Naruto, some other things. So, the fox began to teach Naruto, like how to, to use his yokai. So, we know like Rama's yokai is pretty much, a bit poisonous, but, since Naruto, is like using it to, to fire his weapons, it's much more powerful because of the force it has. It's powerful. powerful. So guys, I'm gonna have to pause the video for a bit. So continuing on with the story, sorry for the pause, guys. So we then move on to the graduation exam, where we see, Naruto is preparing to graduate. So, pretty much Naruto is at a disadvantage. He cannot use chakra, but, he's still pretty much smart since, he's got, that cyborg intelligence, enhanced intelligence from the cyborg. So, Naruto writes his test, which, pretty much, like Mizuki still tries to put a genjutsu on Naruto on the test paper, but Naruto can see through it, since Naruto doesn't have, chakra, any chakra coils, but doesn't mean, his eyes cannot see through it. So, Naruto, like, pretty much, dispels, this genjutsu by, just pumping a bit of the Naruto chakra, which is, like, not sensible at all, as, just channels that. So, Naruto then writes the exam as, Iruka marks the exam as he records the marks. When Mizuki sees Naruto's test paper, he grits his teeth. He then moves on into the kunai and shuriken throwing, as, they do that, but Naruto is, like, tosses them. Since Naruto is pretty much, his eyes are accurate, they're, like, robotic and everything. The only, human parts of Naruto, are his mind, as well as, his other area. The food Naruto eats gets turned, into energy, yeah. So, Naruto is pretty much, like your genos, 2.0. So, then going on to the Taijutsu's pause. At these powers, it's Sasuke Uchiha, the prodigy of the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha clan still gets massacred, but there, a few more survivors left, which is Mikoto, Sasuke. It's pretty much Mikoto and Sasuke. As well as, some other young Uchihas. No, young Uchihas. It's pretty much Mikoto and Sasuke. So, Naruto is matched up against Sasuke. Sasuke, then says, you're gonna lose. Then says, I don't care. So, Iruka then says, Hajime, as they begin fighting. Naruto and Sasuke exchanging blows, going left to right, right to left, Sasuke throws a punch, Naruto ducks another punch as he throws a right hook. As, they're doing that sort of thing, exchanging blow for blow. So, Naruto then, begins, like to push back Sasuke. With Sasuke grits his teeth, as he's getting pushed back, by a clanless dope, a dope, who doesn't have any special power. So, Sasuke, then does, he goes, into like the interceptor fist as he starts, pummeling Naruto. Sasuke, Naruto then starts to use his immense speed as, he begins to beat Sasuke around. Sasuke getting much pretty angry, launches a five-star fireball jutsu at Naruto. After seeing this torrent of fire coming to him, he then puts out his energy and says, incinerate, as, he launches a small incinerator cannon, which completely incinerates, the whole fire, as well as, like the center of the training ground. So, pretty much, it shows like Naruto's dominance over everybody else. Sasuke, because of chakra exhaustion, gets knocked out. So, we then move on to the third stage of the, the Genin exams, where, they're supposed to do like, the classic, the classic hinge transformation, like the classic hinge, the Shinsuin, as well as, like the transformation. So, everything else, goes almost as in canon, but Naruto doesn't have, his chakra. He makes it up of it, with his power and everything. So, yeah, he pretty much not gonna get ticket. So, with Naruto in the classroom, after he gets his handbag, Iruka then tells the class, that you guys are gonna, are gonna be some great ninjas in your time. Kipo, which was like the farewell speech. When it was done, he then exits out of, the academy as he's heading home. On his way home, he meets Mizuki. Mizuki, thinking it was pretty much dumb, He tries to trick Naruto to steal the forbidden scroll. Rather than saying, I was actually gonna expose those rules, but so Naruto pretty much has no choice. So Naruto is put into Team 7 as the same thing. The next day is team selection day, where Naruto meets his team. So guys, I'm gonna leave off the story. I'm pretty much lazy to continue, don't care anymore. Like and subscribe to the channel, and keep on commenting to show you have support for the channel. Peace out.